Okay, class, today we're going to be starting our Unit 6. So, Unit 6 really picks off where we left off with Rome, right? So, before the essay, we talked a little bit, about the fall of Rome, and now we're going to continue with that because Unit 6 picks up, with the fall of the Roman Empire. So, what comes next? What's going to go on in Europe, what's going to go on in the territories they had in Africa, in Asia, all around the world because this was the largest empire in the world. So when they fall apart, it has long lasting implications, right? Long lasting effects on all of these different areas and the people who live there. So the fall of the Roman Empire is what you should have open from Google Classroom. Your directions: go through the document, use the given resources to answer the questions. So the first thing you're going to do is watch this video to refresh your memory. So this video is going to go through just some of the big reasons why Rome fell. And you're going to have to answer based on the video, what were some of the reasons the Roman Empire fell, right? So click this link. It'll bring you to YouTube, and you're going to have about a 4.5 minute brain pop. So I'm not going to play it all right now, but right now you can pause my video so that you can watch the brain pop. Okay, so hopefully you're unpausing my video when you finish the brain pop, right? So you should have got, to the end.
Rome has definitely fallen.
Rome has definitely fallen, Moby. Okay, now we can go back to our doc. So take a minute. You're going to fill in what were some of the reasons the Roman Empire fell. If you need to rewatch the video at all, of course, do that. So pause this video and take a minute to fill that in. It does not need to be full sentences. Okay, the fall of the Roman Empire. What will happen next? The Roman Empire grew to be very large, covering most of Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. Just getting messages from Rome to the outer parts of the empire took weeks. The empire had become too large to rule effectively. The outer territories were pretty much doing whatever they wanted. Emperor Diocletian was looking for a way to fix this and other problems. He decided that the only thing to do was to actually break the empire into two pieces. One piece would be the Western Empire based in Rome. The other would be the Eastern Empire based in Byzantium. There would be two emperors, one in charge of each piece, working together against outside enemies, but each ruling their half separately. Problems continued to impact the Western Roman Empire, and it eventually collapsed in 476 CE under attack from Germanic tribes. Western Europe then entered a time of instability, right? So kind of chaos, not a lot of organization, where there were limited resources and people fighting for power. The Eastern Empire, more successfully, continued for another 1,000 years as the Byzantine Empire. So if we're looking at this map, the orange on this side is the Western Empire, right? So when Emperor Diocletian split it, he split it right down the middle here. And the purple is the Eastern Empire. Okay, the West is the side that actually ends up completely collapsing, right? So where Rome, where Italy, most of Europe, a little bit of the African continent over here, they collapse. The East, where Constantinople had become the new capital, they're going to keep going as a new empire, and we're going to learn more about them in this unit. So you're going to answer a couple questions. Number one, how would you explain the division of the Roman Empire? Be specific. So think about, what continents are part of the West, what continents are part of the East, what major cities are on either side, the size of them. So pause to answer number one. Okay, number two, according to the reading above, what word could be used to describe Western Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire? So you're going to look up back in this reading, look near the end here about the Western Roman Empire. Okay, so take a minute, pause, and answer that. Number three, What are two questions that you would ask someone living in the Western Roman Empire at the time it was falling? So during this time of attacks, of instability, of not really knowing what's going on, what would you want to ask somebody? So take a minute, pause, and make your two questions. Make sure they end in question marks. Okay, number 4, you're going to create a short diary entry of a person living at the time of the fall of Rome. Try to have at least 3 sentences. So thinking about if you're maybe in Rome itself, right, during this time of invasions, of chaos, of not knowing what's going to happen. It could be like a day in your life, right? Like today, this happened, blah, blah, blah. So take a minute, a couple minutes probably, pause to answer number 4. Okay, number 5, based on what you already know, what do you predict will happen to the area that was once the Western Roman Empire? So we're thinking about this orange half of the map. What do you think is going to come next for this area? Like, do you think that they're going to be conquered by one person? Do you think it's going to break up and be smaller empires or kingdoms? Just kind of what do you think is going to happen? Are those tribes that were attacking, are they going to take over? Just what do you think is going to come next? Okay, so pause and answer number 5. Okay, after you've completed your questions and predictions, you're going to unhighlight the text below to see some of the results of the fall of the Western Roman Empire. So we're going to take this, we're going to unhighlight it, right? No highlighting. So some effects of the fall of the Western Roman Empire. In Western Europe, the Dark Ages and Middle Ages begin, which we're going to learn more about next week. Western Europe falls into a period of local government, so small kingdoms. Okay, so if that was part of your answer number 5, then you would have been right in that prediction. No more central ruler, no more emperor. The beginning of the feudal manorial system in Western Europe. We're going to learn more about that this week. It's a system where everybody had a role to play in order to get all the jobs done within these little kingdoms. And this is one that you might not have guessed, but mostly all of the power and knowledge during this time will revolve around the Catholic Church and Christianity. So the Catholic Church is actually going to kind of come up as almost like a central ruler, right? Because there is no actual central ruler, but everyone in Western Europe is going to be following the teachings of Christianity and the Catholic Church. So they will kind of take the place of the ruler. And we're going to learn more about that starting tomorrow. So you'll learn even more about that. Okay, so if you're all done with this document, go ahead and click Turn In, which isn't on my version, but should be on yours up there or back on Classroom. Make sure you turn this in so your teachers all know that you're done. And have a good rest of the day.